Hey you guys, hello, welcome. This is Miss DarricaJ to lead the way. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome, baby. Hello. Health, happiness, love, prosperity, success to you, your loved ones, everyone attached to you, honey. I know you're doing well. I know you're making it a good day. My bad. This is Miss DarricaJ to lead the way. And this is the show where we take it one step at a time. You feel me? All right, this is going to be lecture 2 of the SoulWork series that I'm doing right now. If you have not gone and y'all hear that? And listen to lecture 1, please do that before listening to this one. Because that the first lecture is just taking you through the importance of doing a little detox, little soul detox, 3-day detox, that I think is very important, that I believe source, not y'all, I'm so sorry, I always do this. I'm getting used to recording all the time, so bear with me as I figure out my flow. You know what I'm saying? So this is SoulWork Lecture 2, and today we are going to talk about forgiveness. Now, I was up all night, unintentionally. I knew I was going to record today and post today, but man, when I tell you I was up all night, literally it's like 5 in the morning, doing work, doing much needed soul work for myself. I really want to show y'all a picture, but I'm not going to. So last night I wound up doing a little exercise that I'm going to share with you guys today, and it is all based in forgiveness. When doing this work, understand that you have to do it for yourself first. You can't do it for anyone else. You can't want forgiveness. Well, let me say this. It's going to be impossible for you to forgive yourself or forgive others if you don't forgive yourself. You have to accept grace. You have to accept the mercy. You have to accept forgiveness. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to take your time. So understand that this work is not going to be easy, and it's not going to be linear. Nothing that I'm talking about is a linear straight shot, because even though I did I wrote it down, I did a practice, right? I still have to engage that practice in my present space. So let's talk about it. I have separated myself from people, places, and things just to take care of myself. I saw a pattern. I saw myself just going through the same cycles, and I needed a break, truly. And my big costume ring. Anyway, I needed a break, and honestly, it was tough to even accept and give myself the permission. And when I say give myself the permission, but not to beat up on myself, because I'm giving myself the time. So that means family, friends, things that I just used to encourage or do all the time, I'm not doing. And I'm not one of these people that stop doing what they used to do and like stick their nose out. Well, I don't hang out with them anymore, and I don't do that. Baby, sometimes I will, just give me the light. Yeah, okay. Pull up, whatever, from time to time, but it's not at the extent of what I used to do it at, or the frequency that I used to do it. So I think it's important to reel it back, focus on yourself, and gain an understanding. See where you're at, right? For me, I was holding a lot of frustration for people in my life, right? And whether, you're right or wrong, whether I was right or wrong, whether I had a reason to feel the way I do or not, oftentimes we just want to cast blame on other people. Oftentimes we want to feel like, well, I'm not the reason that da 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 da, or my parents did da 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 da, my friends did, they did this, they did that, and it's like, regardless of that, it's not going to, casting blame isn't going to help you in the long run. Okay, trust me. I don't know if I've said this before, but it's one of the main reasons why I have decided to move the way I do now. I, for a long time, had an issue. How can I say this? For a long time, I felt a certain way towards my own father, right? I'm just using this as an example. We're good. We're good now. So we're straight. I gotta stop saying it. So when I tell you for a long time, I mean, my father graduated with his bachelor's, his master's, and his doctorate before it got resolved. And it didn't get resolved in a way that you would think like, oh, he understands. I just came to an understanding within myself. I came to a place where it's like, it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? If you now understand what I mean by, just, I was putting blame on him, putting blame on a lot of people, but your parents, your parental relationship does a number on you. Mother, father, whoever, it does a number on you. And if you don't tackle that and face it head on, it might ruin you for a long time. I found myself in an angry place for a long time. And you heard what I just said. This man got a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate. That's a long time to be angry. And I didn't understand, like, I tried to keep it positive and try to act like nothing was wrong, but I found myself in situations where I was putting myself in harm's way to send like an alert signal, like, hey, care about me, hey, I want you to do this, hey, see me. And that's such a dangerous place to be in. I'm trying to tell you, it's a dangerous place. I found myself in relationships that I should never have been in. I found myself in, and it's not that I didn't get the warning, but because I was so like, I got it, this is my life, I wasn't taking heed to the advice that I was given, because I felt I was holding something against someone who was giving me the advice. So, it just really hurts you in the long run. And trust me, I would never wish anything that I went through on anyone else. And I know, like, I've talked to plenty of young women, young men who have went through the same things, if not worse than me. And it's no fun. It's no fun. So listen, right now, that's why I'm so adamant on, I'm taking the time for myself. And I mean, to the end of the year. Like, don't worry about me. It's okay. I'm doing wonderful. If you want to text, send me some words of affirmation, some love my way. I'm not going to reject it. But a lot of people I'm not, you know, I'm not calling up anyone, or we're not hanging out like I used to. I'm not hanging out like I used to or anything like that. It is what it is. I'm still living. I'm still having a good time, but a lot of my time is based in solitude right now. So, and not even just solitude to just be by myself, but to do the real work, to understand who I am, give myself the grace, and that all of the what I was giving out and pouring out into other people, expecting them to pour into me, and I did not receive that, I'm now pouring that into me, right? So I think this is important, right? But I realize I'm still working with a lot of anger and I don't want to say holding on to, well, maybe holding on to certain things and situations that have happened in the past. And yesterday, I have some construction paper. I have a lot of what is it called? Markers, pens, and stuff like that. Stationary items. Stationary, I believe that's it. Yeah, so, I just decided sometimes I literally surrender. And I think that's where it starts. Just surrender to how you feel in the moment. It doesn't mean go off on the deep end. I give myself space to feel what I'm feeling and to explore that in a safe and meaningful and intentional way. So I sat up, I got some piece of paper, I got some markers, and I started writing some people's name on a piece of paper. They all had their own piece of paper, and I did one for myself as well. And I just started, and this is where the surrendering part comes in, because when you surrender, it allows you to let go of what you think, the logical aspect of it all. So I just wrote my pros and cons, and pay attention to what I'm saying, because this is what you are going to do for your homework, okay? Homework alert. Dun, 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 dun. So I wrote down the person's name. I wrote down everything that comes to mind when it comes to this person, like their pros, their cons, everything. Just what I admire about them, what I think, what I feel, how they made me feel, whatever. And then I had in the corner, so say you have the name. Now I want to do hold on. I'm going to do mine. I'm going to show you guys mine. Oh, no. Oh. All right, so this is a little different. You see, it's it's a couple of them, right? Anyway, this is the one I did for myself. So, some Baltimore shit right here. So I wrote my name up here. These are all the things that I kind of feel about myself, or, I kind of took a back seat and decided to kind of detach from myself. So, I wrote the good and the bad. I said, I'm funny, beautiful, bounce from one thing to the next, ghost often, slick mouth, encourager, deep, big heart, right? The difference between things like this one, mine specifically, and the people outside of myself, right? And so I'll just share this one. In this corner is a description of where I felt like we kind of fell apart. So for this one, it says, using my story against me, no real apology. So it gave perspective, or it highlighted, okay, so what are you really upset about? Like, just to see, what are you really upset about? You know what I'm saying? Is there something really there, or are you making it up in your head, right? And I feel like, especially women, we have to do this. We got to figure out, because sometimes we act in real life off of a scenario that we made up in our head. And I'll be honest to say that that happens. And on the bottom, right, I put, so this is, okay, on the bottom. So just look at these. Let me just do it on here. So I'm gonna outline it. So on the top, your name. All right. So in this corner, you're going to write your name. It's probably going to be backwards, right? You're going to have your pros here, your cons here. Okay? You're going to have all these things. Da, 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 da. Let your brain go. Don't be so, it needs to be in that MLA format. No one cares. It's you, okay? Then you're going to have reason for fallout. I don't know. Whatever, you know. In this corner over here. And then you're going to have your reflection box over here. What are they reflecting to you? So, for instance, for this particular person, I put a reflection. So, a reflection of the lack of confidence that I have in myself to be me, no matter what others say about me, the power to be me at all times. So this is what I felt like this person has confidence in themselves at all times. And that's something that I was attracted to in that person, because it was something that I felt like I lacked in, right? So and then another example is, or it could be something, well, that's not really a reflection, but that's more like a projection or attraction, something like that. But they reflected, or I saw something in them that I felt like I didn't have in myself, which I probably on the outside look like I do have that, but deep down inside there was something missing. So there we go. Another example is, they are a reflection of me that runs away from love, right? You know, trying to prove myself to others, da 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 da. Another is not speaking up, letting things slide for the sake of keeping the peace, and those certain things, right? But as I was going through these things, I realized that even the pros and cons, and I had a lot of pros for these people, it's not many cons. Source showed me like, yo, the pros is what attracted you too, because these people are just you. We were attracted and bonded because we are each other's mirror. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that everybody who you have in your life, you guys it's a magnet type of operation. You're not going to accept anyone in your life who you just totally, like, we don't magnetize at all. Okay? So even in your deep in your closet and your skeletons, baby, you can't hide that. You cannot fake frequency. You cannot fake love yourself. You cannot fake accept yourself. You cannot. Because guess what? There's always going to be someone, baby, we're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. But listen, you cannot fake the frequency. Whatever is going on the inside, it will come back. So within, so without. Above, so below. How you feel in your mind, you will bring that to you. So, Source just let me know, like, you are confident. You are a hustler. You are driven. You are focused. You are goal oriented. You are about your money. You are, you love to travel. You are comfortable in your skin. You are artistic, creative, a leader. You are stable. You are focused. You're steady. You're detailed. You are all of these things. They don't have anything that you don't have. That's how y'all were even able to be attracted to each other. So it's about, forgiving these people and not looking at them as outside of yourself. Because truly, I, felt like they had something that I didn't have, and it wasn't ever true. They wouldn't have allowed me in the space if I didn't have at least a bit of it in me, if there wasn't already a mustard seed planted in the soil already. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this, like I said, this is how you're going to do it. You can just draw 4 squares, write your name, the person's name, or the person's name. You're going to have the pros and cons. You can just, it doesn't have to be in any type of order. I'm going to talk really loud right now because there are no what's the names around. Sorry, you guys. I'm really trying to distract y'all from hearing something else. But anyway, so you're going to write down your pros and cons, whatever you feel, just whatever you feel, let it just flow. Don't really think about it, just let it flow. But down here, what is the reason that you're upset with this person? What is the thing that you are struggling with when it comes to, whatever you got going on with that person? And then you're going to say over here, the reflection. What about them? They are a reflection of you. How? Okay? And this way you can see like, oh, you're really not fighting with anyone on the outside of you. You're fighting with different aspects of you, and it's time to take those different aspects of you into discipline. Okay? I do want to share one more thing now that we're talking about the disciplines of your mind. Excuse me. All right. Now this I got from Reverend Ike, and he was explaining if you don't know by now, listen, I tap into the Bible. So if that makes you uncomfortable, I'm not telling anyone to devote themselves to any religion. That is your business. That is totally up to you. But for those who dibble and dabble in astrology or zodiac signs or whatever the case is, let's just say this. You are all of the signs. When I look at the 12 disciples, you got the 12 signs, you got the 12 disciples. They are the 12 what? Disciplines. You understand? Right. So when you focus too much on, and this is the problem when you have like this new thing that comes out and people are like, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, no, baby, you're supposed to be the 13th sign. You're supposed to be Jesus and not imagine you just being Judas, being cool with that. Anyway, so you can go and do your own research on zodiac signs if you so wish and look up the personalities of each one and understand that you have to master that. Whatever area or time frame in the year that you probably have struggled with. So for example, a lot, I don't know when I noticed it, but during Pisces season, so March into April, I would have, February into, February into March, excuse me. Right, the last bit of winter season till we go into spring. So, and I understand that because I'm saying I used to have a hard time, like emotionally I would just have a hard time. But now that I'm thinking about it, that is the last leg of the winter season before we get to spring, before everything comes up, so whatever. But this past year I had a hard time with Aquarius season, which was very odd because usually it just seemed like, what is going on? Just anyway. So if you find yourself having a hard time around a certain season, look up that zodiac sign. I promise you, and you're probably having issues with what that sign represents. You understand? So, like, you may have troubles in Sagittarius season. You probably don't know how to really let go and have fun. You're used to controlling the situation. You're probably lying to yourself about something. You know what I'm saying? We try to be honest people. Anyway, so let's get into the 12 disciples, the 12 disciplines. So these represent the functions of your mind, the faculties of your mind. So you have to be able to command these parts of you, okay? Because these are all of you, but you have to be able to put them under discipline. So we have Andrew, which is strength and courage. We have James, which is righteous judgment and wisdom. John, love and affection. Philip, power of word and demonstration. Bartholomew, imagination, power of visualization. Thomas, understanding, spiritual reasoning, denial of evil. Matthew, will of God, will of good. James, discipline of order and divine order. Thaddeus, praise. Anything you praise, you raise. You understand? Shout out to Bob Marley. What he say? If you get down and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say. You understand? You got Simon the Canaanite, zealous to hear good news. Judas, which was crazy to me, and still when I read it, life. Y'all heard? Detachment. So being able to step back and just accept life for what it is and not take it so personally. Okay. I gotta read more into this, but hopefully that did something for you, because it did something for me when I actually heard it. And I've been hearing for a minute, like, if the goal is to, what would Jesus do? Jesus was at the center of all of these 12 guys, right? Jesus was a demonstrator of all 12 of these attributes and discipline of these 12 attributes. So I hope this, resonates, and you can use this for your soul workout, because we do need it. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I would love to hear what you have to say in the comment section. I guess I can put an example in the community board, so stay tuned for that. But I would love to hear how this helps you, encourages you on your way and on your path, because this, I know we have our jobs, we have work, we want to go out and have fun, but I truly believe that this work right here is vital. It's not linear. It's going to hurt sometimes. It's going to be like, if this takes a couple of days, I would totally understand, because I'm asking you to be, source is asking you, God is asking you to be honest with yourself. I'm asking you to go into your dark side. I'm asking you to go into your closet and look at these skeletons and clean up. I'm not asking you to ignore it. I'm asking you to go in the deep end right now. So that is what may hurt a bit, but it's going to be beautiful. When you clean out the closet, when you clean things out, when you dust things off, when you're tending, this is you tending to your garden. The yard might look a mess. It might need some weeding, some gutting, all of that. And it's up to you to do the work, regardless. You get up every day, you work for someone else, or even if you work for yourself, you gotta work for these customers. You gotta make sure everyone's good. Make sure you are good. You are worth your own investment. You are worth your own time. Put in that time for yourself, okay? I love you so much. Mwah. See you. Bye.